you know, a grinding game. Again, put ourselves in position to win, but difficult. We came into this game #1 in the league in points in the paint, and there was certainly a concerted effort by Minnesota to really clog the lane. And obviously, first game without Lexi and her shooting. So really forced us into a high percentage of shot attempts from the arc. We did not shoot a bad percentage, but again, I don't necessarily love the percentage or the amount of threes that we took, but that was a credit to Minnesota's defense. I think they, one of the things Minnesota, you got to give them all sorts of credit, is they're really smart. They have a really smart team, and they executed well in the big moments. They were bigger in the big moments than we were. So again, proud that we continue to find ways to put ourselves in position to win ball games. But again, some of the same stuff that bothered us in Minnesota continued to bother us. And that's the frustrating part. We tried to get a few things corrected, and the same few things bothered us again.
All 40 minutes, and certainly what impression about the game?
Yeah, I thought she was in attack mode. We asked her, to guard and do a really yeoman's job on Tiffany Mitchell. And at times when she wasn't on Tiffany Mitchell, she had to guard, McBride. So, and then she had to go, run all our offense and try to continue to keep us in attack mode. So just, hats off to her. She played a heck of a game. And, to her credit, they insulted her at times, and she stepped up and made big plays and big shots when we needed it. Yeah, I mean, we've got to continue to get touches from her. I thought she was very unselfish with the ball. They ran a ton of people at her. I don't care who it is in this league. If you run that many people at them, that you're going to get their shot attempts down. To NECA's credit, she had 7 assists, and I think she, easily could have double-figure assists. We made a few more open shots, but again, that was their game plan, and NECA's so unselfish that she made a lot of good decisions and made plays, but we've got to continue to find ways for her to get shot attempts. Yeah, I think it was a grind all night for us offensively. And with that said, we're right there at the end of the game. And so, again, but it just felt like a grind all night offensively. We couldn't get the high-low game going. Again, it was just compacted in the lane all night long. Again, it's hard playing without, your offensive weapon from the perimeter. So, but again, we're going to have to figure it out because it is what it is.
What did you see? What have you seen?
Yeah, obviously Jasmine's not moving like she, is capable of moving, not being 100%, but her intelligence out there, her calmness, understanding, and being, such a veteran of the game. She may not be able to do everything physically that she's been able to do, but she sees things, and she's a calming influence out there. So again, she's a talented 3-point shooter. When she can get her legs underneath her, she's going to shoot better the healthier she gets. But I give her a lot of credit. She was a game time decision and played 20 minutes, and really, we really needed those minutes out of her. Yeah, I mean, I still think the odds-on favorite to win it. I don't care. I say that, I think Connecticut is loaded. And so, we know what's coming through the door. We don't have shoot around, so we've got to get back to practice tomorrow, for, an afternoon game. So we'll get back to work tomorrow and on the practice floor. We don't get to practice very often. Obviously, we have to keep it lighter because of our numbers and our injuries. But again, if you broke down and you zoomed out, like I think you used the word solid. I don't want to misquote you, but like, to me, I think we should be a story written about around the league that a quarter into the season, with the amount of adversity that we've had, the 2 season-ending injuries before we even started the season, and then everything that's happened. I mean, we have the most games missed by any team in the league, and we've been in 9 out of our 10 games and are 500. And if the season ended today, we're a playoff team, which they haven't been recently. So it's just, I think it's a remarkable first quarter for us. I'm so proud of where they put them. And if we can get healthy again, let's see what happens. But I think we're ahead of schedule, and I think we've really performed well this first quarter of the season. Yeah, I thought, tonight the disappointing was so much slipperage in the coverages that we were trying to accomplish. And then at times you over hustle, and you overreact instead of just staying really solid. And while someone may have broken open for a second, you don't need what we call get put in the blender or get put in rotations and everybody's then scrambling. We just had breakdowns tonight. Unfortunately, we call it slippage. And, at times we did not execute the coverages that we were in. Credit to them. They're a good executing team. They're a really smart team. So, disappointing. And sometimes the crazy part of it is it's over hustle, and it's wanting it so bad to help each other, seeing maybe someone, get separated on, someone becoming open, and you try to help a teammate. And if you would have just stayed solid, the teammate was going to get back to it. We had that multiple times tonight and throughout the fourth quarter. So again, it's a discipline. It's a trust in each other, and then an execution. And we've got to execute the defensive game plan. And tonight we didn't execute it in enough segments tonight to come away with a W.
Moving on to Zoom, we'll go with Jesse.
Thanks. Jesse Barish, WNBA lead. Coach, I know you mentioned pregame talking about wanting to keep them off the foul line, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. It was they had 25 attempts, exactly the same as last game. And were there, I know you came in with adjustments because that's what any good coach would do. So was it a case of they had the counter move, or was it a case of not being able to do what you were trying to do?
Yeah, it's never one thing, Jesse, in basketball, but obviously a big game plan was to limit their foul attempts, and right off the gate, they had 10 foul shots before you could blink. So again, disappointing. That was a big goal of ours tonight, was to keep them under 20 foul shots. Did not happen, and it could have been even higher because we could have fouled, at the end. So, they put so much pressure on you, slipping out of things, ghosting out of things. They run more guard to guard stuff in the league than almost everyone. And again, you make a mistake, you have a little bit of slippage in what you're trying to do with your coverage, and all of a sudden now you're behind plays. And then, they do a really good job of getting themselves to the rim. So, again, that they didn't shoot the ball as well as they're capable of from the foul line, but that's a big stat again against us tonight. They get to the foul line 9 more times than us. We have 7 more fouls than them. So they got a lot of the 50-50 calls. And when you're the aggressor, you normally do.
Thanks for that, Coach.